Shocking. Very professional of you.
I'm used to it at work. I
That's
do it
beautiful.
at work all the time.
Yeah, that's
Every
beautiful.
day.
All right, let's get started, all right? Okay.
Cool.
Welcome to Season 3 of our Underground Recap Sessions. For those that might not know, we are the only pure promotional platform for unsigned and independent metal, punk, alternative, and rock musicians, bands, and artists. Unsponsored and unedited, we find, feature, broadcast, review, and offer feedback to those wishing to hear an honest opinion from a cross-section of the music community. You can find our show on SoundCloud, iTunes, the Stitcher Smart Radio app, and www.jarcodes.com. You can support the show by searching Jarcodes on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Tumblr, and more. If you'd like to have your song featured in a month's worth of episodes of the Unsigned Countdown and discussed and reviewed in episodes of the Underground Recap Session, feel free to send an audio file, MP3 or WAV, a brief bio, and band links to the crew at jarcode01@gmail.com. Or follow us on SoundCloud. Follow the link on our homepage that says Submission Portal, join that group, and whenever you have a new song to share, add it to our portal by clicking under your track, Add to Group, Enable Downloads, and we will find it. I have some co-hosts today, and I'd like to let you know where you can find them. If you have an expressed opinion on their expressed opinion, you can go ahead and contact them. Right now we have from and founder of Sickist, Dark
Yo.
User. Hey, how you doing? You can find him on Twitter at Dark User Records. And let's see. Finally, we have our two experts on the industrial music scene in Austin, Texas. From the band True Fallacy, we have Ryan and Ben, and you can find them on Twitter at True_Fallacy. How you guys doing today?
We're doing well.
Good.
Doing
Nice.
excellent.
I love it. That was my first official intro for these things, so I appreciate you guys' patience.
It's all good.
It was beautiful, Jason.
Thank you.
And by the way, I want to say, Jason, your room smells better today.
Thank you. I cleaned it up a bit, just a bit.
Neutralized it. I could smell a little neutralizer.
We had a party last night, so we had to clean up afterwards.
Didn't we?
So I
There's
want
only
to
three of us.
say briefly thank you to Bradley Chant for posting a list of bands to say thank you to, because that's where I got this from. Thank you to the bands for letting us feature this music. I'm really, really excited about having it. What did you guys think of the overall list?
Brilliant. I thought the production over a lot of it was excellent.
Nice.
I
Mastering
agree.
as well.
I agree. There was a lot. It was diverse, first off, and of the material that I liked, I thought a lot of it was really great.
Excellent.
And there were, there was just a lot of different types of music here, a lot more diverse than I expected. And so I have a lot to say. All of my notes are basically production-based, because that's what I do.
That's perfect.
So I will talk about that.
I love it. That's why I bring you guys on, because I'm really the only fan of music. You guys are all producers, creators, singers, synths,
We're fans of music. We're fans.
Basically. So I think it's interesting that, when I find a genre and I start listening to it, it all sounds the same, but after a month of listening to it, you're right, it becomes so diverse that I pick little things out that I didn't hear in the other songs, you know what I mean?
Oh, the list changes all the time. Definitely.
Yeah. So that's what I think is interesting. That's why we have you guys rank all the songs, is so that we can get this randomness of the list, because by the time I get to know the list, it's recording time. So my rankings would have totally changed if I made my list today as opposed to when I actually submitted it.
Do you know what? We should submit it, literally, I don't know, a couple of hours before the show. You know what I mean? And it's your fault that you do such a weird ranking thing, yeah. If you see, you know what I mean? But it's up to you. But, we could do, you know what I mean? If you did this, bang at the last minute, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but I like to get your initial opinions on it and then see how they
We're
change.
going to talk about it anyway. Yeah, cool.
So, yeah. Should we get started with the first song, maybe?
Yeah,
Sure.
man.
Sounds great.
I'm going to remind you guys that the sound quality will not be that great, so I hope you remember the songs a bit more. Our first song is Numbers 666, and it's by Destroyed from Comfort.
Destroyed for comfort.
Amazing.
You do not share the vibe.
Sick.
All right, you guys ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a slamming track.
All right, that was song 10, Numbers 666 by Destroyed for Comfort. They're from Austin, Texas. Their genre is hacker punk, and you can find them on SoundCloud, Facebook, Bandcamp, YouTube, Tumblr, and destroyedforcomfort.com. Andy, what'd you think of this song?
Awesome. Thought the thinking behind it was brilliant.
What'd you
Excellent.
like about it?
It's just got that. It's just got that European, regimented. I don't know. It's dark. That's what I like about it. It's just dark, or just the vibe of it all. Brilliant.
Okay. That sounds good. Ryan, is there anything that you could pick out of the song that you really liked?
You know, I do have some stuff, and I think that like the sample-based style that it has is really great. It kind of reminds me of old jungle music, and something a little bit like Atari Teenage Riot was back in the '90s, which I like.
Yeah.
But with a little bit different twist. I really think the song it is really good, and the guy whoever makes this has potential to make really great music. The production is definitely lacking on this, which this would be ranked so much higher on my list if there was a little bit more attention to that. But this is one of the bands that I would love to even just play with just for fun because it's a lot of fun, the song.
Yeah.
So, you know, it kind of reminds me of like when I made early music with like Reason and Acid. Kind of has that vibe to it. But if it's put into a more production setting, I think this is a really great artist.
Yeah, it had like a 2001 kind of vibe for me. I don't know if it was that Vox that he had on it or whatever, but I don't know. It just had like a howl thing going on for me. Really good.
Vox is the only thing that lowered it on my list. What'd you think, Ben?
Really?
Yeah, that's actually, it's interesting that you say that, Jason, because I kind of agree with you in that respect. I wasn't really a fan of the vocals all that much, but the organ sound or whatever that was had a nice silly kind of Doors quality to it, which I kind of liked.
Yeah.
You know, I also loved the train station samples or whatever that was at the very beginning, and played a couple of times throughout. But it it's cool. It kind of makes you feel like you're watching a foreign movie or like you're traveling or something. So it kind of has that feel to it.
Yeah, the Vox definitely made it European. Definitely gave it that edge to it. Definitely gave it that vibe.
Yeah, no, I agree with Ryan in that sense because it definitely kind of had that fun sort of feel to it. It would be very interesting to play a show with these guys.
Hey,
I'd love
Andy,
to see them.
Andy, do they have microphones in Europe?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll tell you what, it sounds brilliant here, so I don't care.
I like the song, and I like the feel and the vibe of it. What really struck me was when it started at like 240. That's when the song to me got interesting. That's when he did his production and the panning of the end of the song, and
Yep.
you know the ambient sounds towards the end. I wish he had broken that up, maybe put that in the middle of the song and then went back to the beginning.
Right.
Does that make sense? And I
Yeah,
just,
yeah.
I'm a lyric guy, so I wish I could have understood the lyrics more. But I think that might be part of the hacker feel, you know?
What, like
Yeah,
just putting
I
like a
agree with
box
that.
or whatever in? Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's on his defense. In his defense, it's intentionally lo-fi too,
I love
because it
it.
is
I think
hacker
it's
punk.
brilliant.
Oh, I'm sure he didn't make it and say, well, that's the best I can get.
His other stuff's quite. It's not like well. I don't. From what I remember, I don't think it's quite like that. Really
Right.
good.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that
Different.
was Randy Baker, by the way. So, and a rotating band of co-conspirators is what he says.
Keep it up, Randy Baker.
Yeah,
Defo.
I really
Yes.
like it. And I follow him on SoundCloud, and if you guys want to do that, that would be, he's got some great stuff up there. So I
Yeah.
appreciate him letting us listen to that as I scroll through my notes to the next band. God, I make so many notes on every band that it's hard to get through them all. Just in case you guys ask about something, you know?
No, I've got loads anyway.
Cool. Okay. Well, I like that. Let's move on to the next song, and that's Emily's Gone Mad. Love that name. Reality Begins.
A reality is just what we tell each other it is. Sane and insane could easily switch places if the insane were to become a majority. You would find yourself locked in a padded cell, wondering what happened to the world.
Oh, nice.
That sounded amazing, then.
Did it? Not on my speakers, it didn't.
Rock.
So, Ben, do you mind starting this one out?
No, for sure. I
Wait, let me introduce it, and then I'll send it your way, okay? That was song 9, Reality Begins by Emily's Gone Mad. They're from San Antonio, Texas. Their genre is the fantastic genre of other. You can find them on Facebook, Reverb Nation, SoundCloud, MySpace, Last.fm, and YouTube. I'm going to pass this one to Ben.
Yeah, I really this one stuck out for me when I first heard it, especially. I mean, this one I really enjoyed the way that the vocal and the guitar kind of had the same melody starting out, and then it kind of built from there a little bit, and had this really noisy kind of punk aspect to it that I liked. I don't know. I love bands that write punk songs in rock tempos. You know what I mean? Because it's kind of a slower song. So almost like The Offspring, it kind of had that feel to it, and I really enjoyed that stuff growing up. So
Nice. It did have a cool punk. I'm so glad you said that. It did have a really cool punk vibe to it, didn't it?
it did. It really did.
Andy's laughing because he's not the biggest fan of punk. Was this punk for you, Andy?
Donkey balls. I didn't like it. Sorry.
No,
No,
you didn't.
it's not for me. It's not for me.
That's why I passed it to Ben, because the only one that ranked it lower was Ryan.
I'm not saying they can't play or anything like that. It's just that I don't like the drum beat. Don't like the lacking. I don't know. I just don't like punk.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay. I love the raspy vocals. I love the intensity that built up in it. What'd you think, Ryan?
I mean, it's like garage punk, right? The vocals were cool.
Yeah.
the guitar treatment was fairly good. The song had way too many mids and mid highs for me to like
Thank you,
be
yes.
comfortable for my
It was
ears
quite
to listen
busy,
to.
wasn't it?
Well, if I had earbuds in like those Apple earbuds, I would be
Uh-huh.
in pain listening at a volume I want to listen it to.
Yes.
So it's like a production issue. It's not really mixed very well. I'm being really nice here, but it has the potential to do so. It's just the focus was on the wrong thing after they recorded it. That's what I think.
Punk
That's-
with good production and mastering anyway just won't be punk. So
That's a good point. That's a good point.
That's interesting because that my only note is that it didn't transfer well to MP3 with the cymbals,
nah.
which is my lame way of saying I don't like what you just said professionally, is that the mids and the highs were just so...
Too many trebles. Yeah, it was too bright, weren't it?
Yeah, it just needs to be EQ'd. The whole thing needs to be EQ'd, and especially the drums.
But doesn't it give it like I just said, you know, I don't know.
A garage feel.
Yeah, definitely, I suppose. Yeah.
Yeah.
But there's a way. I mean, it's very important to know that there's a way to sound garage, but sound good too. You know, so it's just. I'm not trying to be a dick. I'm just saying.
Yeah, and it's a question of budget as well.
There's a lot of like going back to stuff I used to listen to that kind of had this feel to it for me, like Offspring or Glassjaw or old The Cold Chamber, Deftones, or just whatever.
Nice.
There's a way to sound dirty and not sound, like too, I guess, not. You have to have some processing. You have to go through some of that and just shave off some of the hair, so to speak.
Sure. Is there a quick way of explaining to them how you would do that if you got a hold of the song in production?
Have a smoke.
Yeah. I mean, I tend to not focus on that part of it all that much. Actually, I mean, it's very interesting. I do to a certain extent because I'm kind of picky in how I want certain things to sound. But
Right.
in reality, I know dick about what I'm doing if I were to try to get in a mix situation. You know what I mean? I know enough to get by.
That's why I don't collab much, because everyone would just be like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "I get results, yeah, fuck off."
But what interests me is sounds and textures, and I know I think that's where I feel creatively more comfortable. So I wind up exploring instrumentation or just sounds or different ways of recording things or doing things to try to. So like something like that would do well with some choices and guitar tones and where the drums are recorded and just different things like that. Just make decisions kind of up front that would benefit it a lot more down the road and have a lot less work.
It might have other tracks though that are more suited to that. This is the only stuff I've heard from him, so you know what I mean. I'm just going by this track.
Right, of course.
So,
Yep.
Jason, to answer your question a little bit, what you asked Ben, I think that typically the way we do it is we start with the kick and drum relationship,
Okay.
and then add low end, and then we get a groove going. If there's no groove, the song's not going to be a song.
Right.
In this situation, though, I might start with the guitar and the vocal and make that relationship work really well, where there's a nice balance between the two, and you carve out some of the guitar, you carve out some of the vocals where they fit and mesh and become one thing, and then treat it, and then go from there. But if you don't have the most important element of your song working, it just never works. So it's a lot of equalizer treatment, it's a lot of compression,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just something you have to learn.
Okay.
Yeah. You know, it's probably how they want it as well, though. Do you know what I mean? It's music. It's like there's no like right and wrong, is there?
Well, there is when it gets muddy.
Personally,
That's the thing.
not to the person. You know what I mean? He's probably like slamming his neck, going, "Yeah, this is sick." You know what I mean? Fuck
Oh,
you.
of course. And live.
enough.
I bet you live this
Fair
is a
enough.
brutal show, you know what I mean?
Sure, for sure.
So
Cool.
it was just the wah-wah of the guitar with the cymbals and the tone his voice hit all at the same time. When it went into the chorus, it just got super muddy and distorted. Maybe that's the MP3 version, though. Maybe if you got it on Wave or FLAC or something, it wouldn't be as bad.
But Jason, there's so much information going on in those frequency ranges that's why it translates not as
Right.
well to a conversion of MP3. It's kind of like making a painting, right? Like, I mean, if you use too many colors, everything gets green and muddy. And
Right.
it kind of does that on the mid-high end of the song. Says the British guy. Would you like a spot of tea, Andy?
Fucking hell, Ryan. Shit.
Oh.
Am I being too brutal?
No.
Brutal? Fucking hell, no, totally the opposite, bro.
No, we're not saying it's a bad. We're saying it's a great song. It just wasn't produced well. So if you're the producer of Emily's Gone Mad, you're going, oh, damn.
Yeah.
Hey, I can't teach anyone about production. Sorry about mastering and that. So fuck it.
Right. Okay.
It's all your own. It's all your own air, innit?
Well, let's move on to Subnatural then with The Pyre. That was, let's see, song 8, The Pyre by Subnatural. They're from Austin, Texas. Their genre is post-rock, industrial rock, and you can find them on Reverb Nation, Bandcamp, Facebook, MySpace, iTunes, Last.fm, Twitter, and subnatural.net. This was supposed to go to Brent, so guess what, Andy? Surprise! What did you think? Boo, what'd you think?
It's the most 70s rock I've heard in a long time.
The most.
Yeah. The guitars, engineering, all that.
Yeah.
I don't know, it's kind of Spinal Tappy Sabbathy for me. Long time ago.
So fake 70s rock.
Yeah, I weren't liking the sound or the theme. It was done 50 years ago, do you know what I mean? I don't know. If you like that sort of thing, I think you'd really dig it.
I really dug it. Did you dig it, Ryan?
I liked it. It's not really. It's got this metal sound, and some the vocal influences are not what I like, but I think it was done really well.
Okay.
I think that the song structure is really good. I'm kind of disappointed there was so much distortion on the low end. I think if they cleaned it up a little bit, that would sound a lot. It would pop a lot more. But I like dirty songs, but it's just a little bit less for me. But that's really picky. I think it's a pretty good song.
Yeah, I didn't even notice that. Did you notice that, Ben?
No, I didn't. No, I thought it was a pretty solid rock song.
Me too.
I like his voice. His melodies work pretty seamlessly, I think, with the tone of the rest of the song. So what he chose to do vocally, that a lot of the time speaks the most to me, because that's kind of the first thing I latch onto, and then I start to sort of branch out from there. So it's
Me
like,
too.
if it has a decently strong vocal, I'm already like, okay. And if I remember it a half an hour from now,
Right.
then it's like,
That's
okay,
good.
it's okay. It's not a bad song,
It all works. I'm not saying that. It's just that,
I think that's what you are saying. It doesn't work.
No, it works for people that like that sort of thing.
Well, I like that
They
sort
know
of
what they know what they're doing.
Of course
They do know what they're doing.
Yeah.
I'm giving you a hard
This is
time.
true.
I'm sorry.
This is true.
And I want to pre-apologize a little bit. I'm a critical fuck, so I come across
Same here.
I come across as that.
Fuck
So I just want to apologize. I mean this in the best way, and that's the kind of stuff I like to hear from people. So apologies, everyone. Warm fuzzies and love to all.
Well, that's the thing.
Exactly.
Is that
Yes.
everybody has a fan base, and they're all like, "Oh, we want to suck you off because we love you so much," and nobody gives them solid advice. You know what I mean? That's kind of what it is. So we're trying to do it without being complete douches. I loved the song. I thought it was a great song, but I'm not a producer, so I don't base my opinions on that. You know what I mean? I look.
Well, no, they're
past
not.
that
Well,
stuff.
it doesn't really matter because like they're musicians, so they're not producers, they're writers. You know what I mean? They're not sitting behind a computer, so that there's a lot more talent going on there than sitting behind a computer. But it's not for me. It's that simple.
See, I love the way with his vocals, he changed effects at certain times, so it gave it a rise
Yes.
and a fall to it. I like that. For the bridge and the chorus, he went into more of a reverb, and then he went out of it, and then the song got slower, and then it started again. I like that kind of movement and progression in a song. I don't like one solid stream of noise. So
Yeah.
in this
That's
list,
right.
this was one of the songs that actually had a progression that I really enjoyed.
Yeah.
That's a good point, Jason.
That's true.
So
Makes a huge difference. Huge difference.
I always think of it as rising and falling off cliffs, I like to be taken to the edge of the cliff and then stop and then pushed. You know what I mean?
No, I ran and jumped off it. I did.
You
Jason?
do.
Jason, you're not referencing masturbation again, are you?
Oh no. Masturbation, I'm quick and done. I got things to do.
Okay.
Of course, this song did help me with that.
Well, we learned something new.
There you go. Let's see. It did get muddy. Like now that I'm reading my notes, Ryan, it did get muddy around like 238. I noticed the cymbals do that with the digital, files. Though maybe that's it.
The guitar engineer needs shooting. I thought it was pretty bad on the guitars.
Is that what? See, I'm not quite sure where the muddiness comes in. I just know that all of a sudden there's noises that are not complementing each other.
Yeah, whoever was handling the guitars as well didn't do him any favors. But again, it's whatever you like. If that's what they wanted, then so be it. And their fans, obviously enjoy it. So
Maybe that noise is Andy's cross-Atlantic connection fax machine sound.
Jason, is this gonna ruin stuff?
No, you're good.
No, I don't think. Tell you what. When we're done, you listen.
I don't know. I don't know what. I was gonna say I don't know what's going on.
Okay.
It's doable, Andy. Don't worry.
Yeah,
I'm
know
always doable.
You could stand a good microphone. How about that?
Look, I'll keep muting when I'm not talking. How about that?
Or perhaps a
'Cause
good,
I was only doing it for that reason, really. But
Okay. It's prominent,
copying
but
these
it's not cutting out anybody else's vocals.
but it helps if I do. Yeah.
yeah.
But not when you're in the middle of talking.
No, I'm not. See, I'm very professional like that.
What?
Okay.
All right. Anyway, but I think this would have been out of the bands that were on this list. There's some that I really liked, but I think this would be the show to see.
What? No.
Well, not for you, obviously.
No, definitely not. Numbers all the way. I'd love to see that live. That'd be great.
Yeah. Okay.
Defo.
You don't have to continue to mute yourself. You know that, right?
Yeah. Don't worry about it. It's cool.
Okay.
Because like knowing me and my techno hazards, I'll keep doing that and it'll just fuck everything up. I'll be offline.
It's slightly off-putting because it's like I go to talk to you, but then you mute yourself, so I'm like, oh, he's gone.
No, don't worry about it, man. I'm all good. Yeah, exactly. I don't know what I'm doing on here.
So
Just close your eyes, and then it's like a conversation.
yes, close your eyes, take your pants off, and let's move on to song 7.
Oh God.
Devil on the Run by Dead Love Club. That was song 7, Devil on the Run by Dead Love Club. They're from Austin, Texas, again. And their genre is electronica, new wave, and funk rock. You can find them on SoundCloud, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Reverb Nation, Vimeo, deadloveclub.com, and Ryan thought he loved this.
Ryan did, and Jason, I want to congratulate you on being able to pronounce it this time. This track's cool. Like, it's really cool. It's got like a Europop feel to it.
I love this song.
The production's really good. It's well written. I mean, this is one of those songs, Ben, that you just referenced. Is really catchy. Like, I hear it. Like, I hear it. It's not my favorite kind of music, but I could, when you say the word, it's like, oh, it starts ringing in my head. So that's amazingly good. They've got something good going for them. Let's see here. My notes say it's well produced. I really like the synth twinkles throughout it.
Yeah.
I want to hear these guys live. I think that this song would rank. This would be a top-ranking song if you had different people judging them. The people judging this are more dark. They're more metal. They're more industrial. This is pop.
Yeah.
You know, this is this track that like someone drags me to a club I don't want to go to, but I want to hear this song at that club. So that's It's kind of like, oh, it's got all the things that I like about my music in it, but it's like this dance thing.
Right.
I really do think this is one of the strongest tracks here. It's just not ranked high because it's the audience.
Because you guys didn't like it. I had it ranked number 2.
I think I had it 5.
You did have it 5.
Yeah.
Mine says 3, but it's gone up to 4 because it, you know what I mean, shit changes.
Ben, what'd you think of the song? What did you grab onto as what you liked?
I think it was very well written too, and I mean I liked the tambourine during the hook was especially cool. You know,
Wow.
Tambourine. That's the shit you keep to yourself.
More cowbell.
I like the fucking catchy bass, man.
It has to. Some things just have to use that, you know, and it's been done so much, but it adds so much when you hear it, and it's it's like, oh, okay, cool. I wasn't expecting that, so it's cool. But I mean, there were some things like the arpeggio could have gone away from time to time. That would have been a little cooler.
Wow.
But yeah, I mean, I agree. I think it was well written. One of my favorites from this list. So.
I love the way it comes in with the beat, the slide, and then go. You know, I love the driving sound.
Right.
I like the lyrics, but what I really liked was that you know how hard that is to just sing straight like that without any pauses or breaths. It was just like vocals.
Yeah, no, it takes skill. Yeah,
they never stopped, and I thought that was really interesting. From a guy that doesn't do any vocals, what do you think, Andy?
I do deal with vocals. I like some of the vocals. I thought the sound overall was amazing. I thought it was really good, but I don't know, just cheesy as fuck for me. Really cheesy. But that's just me though. The drums were clear, but I didn't like that glitchy snap at the edge of the bass sound all the way through it. It was a bit annoying for me, but again, it's probably what it's what they want. The fans, obviously like it. I didn't like the vocal rhythms. I'm a big vocal rhythm fan. If you've got a good vocal hook, then that's it for me.
Right.
Obviously, the music's got to be amazing behind it, but if they've got a good vocal rhythm as well, because you can have amazing music and you always get second-rate vocals over the top of it. Not with the people I deal with.
I don't think this track gave me a chance to think about it. I think it just goes, and by the time I'm like, oh, what was that? It's over. You
Yeah,
know?
good sound, and it had a drive behind it as well, but like it was just a bit too plinky for me on the bass.
Yeah.
That's a good thing, Jason. That's a really good thing that you say that.
Yeah,
That means the track's good. It's successful.
it was. They're electrono funk beats with scandalous tales of tainted love, dirty lies, and scantily clad rock and roll. That's what they are. So I think they did well.
That was beautiful, by the way.
That's from their
Yeah, there
own,
was a sexiness to it, I suppose, but
that's from their own Facebook page, by the way.
yeah, it's alright.
Yeah, it was
Like
alright.
running away with your missus, isn't it? Running away with your girlfriend.
And I like who I got to judge the song, so yeah, I'm okay with that. And as long as they got featured, who really cares where they fall in the ranking, you know?
Too right, we're speaking over it. Honoured, isn't there?
Yeah. Just go and follow these people and tell them you heard them on the Unsigned Countdown.
Nah.
Nah. No, don't do that. Don't promote us. That would suck. Anyway, let's move on to Panjoma with Sleepy House. Yeah, okay. That was song 6, Sleepy House by Panjoma. They're from Austin, Texas. Guess what? And their genre is electronic electroshock. You can find them on SoundCloud, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, MySpace, and even iTunes. Go buy that shit. I'm going to pass this one to Ryan because it was supposed to go to Jacob.
Hello. Okay, so I'm only going to talk about a few things here. On the production side of things. I really like this. It's got a nice poppy sensibility.
Does it?
Yeah, I think the vocal needs a lot more compression.
Okay.
Like twice or three times of what it has on it, and then it will really pop. The snare, for me, I'm being ultra picky about this, so that means it's probably a pretty good song.
Nice.
The snare is off-center, where it like throws me off. I had earbuds in the first time I listened to this, and then headphones. So when I had the earbuds in, it just made me kind of uncomfortably lean to the left, like one of those people. So that's just really picky. But I have to use this. I have to say Gwen Stefani right now because her vocal is just. I mean, that's all I hear when I hear this song, which is not bad, and it's not. But it means her vocals are great. I just want to see it treated like extra pop. It needs to really like come out of the song, as opposed to like fall back behind the music. Like it needs to come out and hit you, and be what it is. You know.
Mhm.
That's my thoughts.
Okay. What do you think, Ben?
Yeah, I agree. I mean the bottom end on this song is really, really sexy. I think that's what really struck out for me. But yeah, I mean the I think the drums on the low end worked really well together. The whole thing. The vocal could have been a little bit more present. It seemed like the intro was really long.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, that was my thoughts on it.
Okay. Andy, did you have any opinion on it?
Yeah, of course.
Excellent.
I thought when I heard the intro, I thought, oh no, you know what I mean. But let it play through, and I thought it was an excellent track. This should have been this. I wanted this to be second on my list now. You know what I mean? I know it's all gone a bit weird, but yeah, I really liked it. Sound was good. The vocals were cool as well. That definitely gave it that sexy edge. Like I said, all of this is quite erotic, isn't it? You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
you know, it has got that in there. Yeah, I really liked it. I thought it was a really good track. I really enjoyed it.
Okay.
Ben?
I think the vocals matched the title of the song.
Definitely, it was good.
I thought the song matched the title of the song. To me, it felt like somebody wrote lyrics and somebody wrote a song, and then they put them together. Like it
Two
wasn't.
collaborations, like a bit of burlesque in there as well. You can just imagine, you can imagine like the video to it, can't you?
Yeah, but it didn't feel organic to me. It felt like she heard the track and had some lyrics sitting around and went with it. The music didn't really rap.
How organic can you sound though behind produced work? You know what I mean?
There's moments where the music can wrap around a vocal, and it just didn't seem to do that with this. The vocals, everything was.
See, that's what. Yeah, but sorry, mate. That's what gives it that. That's what gives it that sort of like I don't know, swag.
Okay.
That's the word for it.
That could be right.
That's the best thing I can
I don't know.
I mean, just that vibe.
Okay. I loved it. I picked it. You know, that was the song of theirs that I picked to use, and because it had the vibe and the feel. It was just after listening to it a few times, I thought like she didn't sit in the track as much as she could have.
I thought it was a good driving track. You know, at night if you're just chilling on the motorway and that, and just I think that's a good.
Yeah.
It's a good track. You know.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you know, Andy, you ranked this song number 9 the first time you did this list.
I know.
And now you're saying you want it at the top. So maybe it's just one of those tracks that gets to you after a couple listens.
That's what. Yeah, but that's music in general, isn't it? You know what I mean? Because I've been listening to it more. You know, we got this listing. You know what I mean? Too
December,
early.
yeah.
As far as I'm concerned, but you know, Jason's like a demon. He won't be. You know.
Yeah. No, I gotcha. I liked it, and it might just be going to Ryan's production point. My point might be going to his point.
Yeah.
Which is fine. I
It
digged
is
it.
sexy, but someone's touching me under the table, and I'm not comfortable with that. So please
That's
stop.
this song.
Oh, come on. I'm sorry, Ryan. You gotta let me have some fun, though.
It's all right.
Well, yeah, that was song 6. Thanks for listening to the Underground Recap Sessions. I'm just going to quickly go ahead and ask Ben, hey, what do you got going on, Ben, at True Fallacy? .co.
I mean, the website, not a whole lot at the moment, but behind the scenes, quite a bit, actually. I mean, we're rehearsing in secret with some friends of mine that decided they wanted to get involved, and we are looking to start trying to play some shows here in the near future, so that'll be really cool. We're also working on some tunes, so Ryan can expand a little bit, but we have some pretty strong ideas we're trying to realize here, hopefully in the next few months. So.
Excellent. We did an interview with Ryan that will be coming out Monday, so I just wanted to hear your version of the truth. You know what I mean?
Sweet.
And Andy, what are you doing? What's going on with Sickist and Dark User Records?
I've got 4 albums coming out very soon. So, Dark User with Eastside Fritz. He's going to be doing some stuff on there from DMC. Got Horrorpolation. EP coming out, female rapper from LA, really cool. Will Steele's album's finished. I've just got to do a few things to get that all sorted out. Sickist album will be out very soon. Loads of stuff.
I heard you got a
Working
new
with Crushy UK. Just putting beats out there.
Yeah.
People are doing it. Yeah.
Jacob. Mention Jacob.
Sickist.
Mention Jacob.
Oh yeah, I've got like I say, people have got my free beats, and like Mordeous has kindly done a smashing, you know what I mean, rap over one of my tracks that are called Horror Theory. You know,
He did mention he did a rap song.
he's done a few. I mean, when we did a collaboration, Sickist has done 2 collaborations with Will Steele now, and they're on his album, and they're mental. They are.
Nice.
Yeah. So you know, he's on Will Steele's album as well. But you know, he's got a record deal and all sorts. You know, what I mean? Chill.
That's hilarious. I'm sorry.
Sickist, Mordeous is in Sickist. You know what I mean? He's part of it. He is like the, you know what I mean, the head of it now. So.
Excellent. Sorry, Charles just messaged me. Everybody seems to be like, "What? We're recording today? What?" Yeah, that's what the note said. Hey, I wanted to say thank you to our old host Tony Leonardi. He posted a comment that said we're getting him hard on the YouTube video.
I was asking about him the other day, weren't I?
Yeah, I think you were, yeah. So go ahead and visit apocalypsejuice.com if you want to quit the stinkies and stop smoking. He's got some great flavors out there. Cool. Did you guys have to do anything? That's break time, and then we get started with the second episode.
I need to get some stinkies.
I need to get some stinkies on as well. So
Okay.
Wagwan.
So what are we doing, Jay?
We're just going to take a short break. You guys
5
want to
minutes?
take like 3 or 5, yeah?
Yeah. 3 then.
Okay.
Love you long time. See you in a sec.
Okay.
Yep.
You should talk to Ben, Jason.
I'm going to go to the bathroom, actually. And then talk to Ben.
That sounds good.
Microphones off.
Yep.
Sure. At least yours.
We don't want to hear the toilet things going on.
I'd like to hear the toilet, actually.
Okay.
No, I'm just teasing. I'm going to go get a water. I'll be back.
Okay, thanks. Well, all right. That was the Underground recap session, the first of our third season. We're excited about it. Don't forget about Jeff at Chicago Ticket Connection if you're looking for great prices in the Chicagoland area as well as around the United States. Go ahead and check out Jeff at chicagoticketconnection.com or on Facebook at Chicago Ticket Connection. Just Chicago Ticket Connection. Or you can give him a call at 312-630-7777 and he will give you the best prices on tickets without any service fees. And we hate service fees. All right. Don't forget about apocalypsejuice.com. Apocalypsejuice.com. Get your Apocalypse Juice now at Apocalypse Juice. On Facebook at Apocalypse Juice. You can follow the Unsigned Countdown on Twitter at Jarcodes, as well as SoundCloud. Check out YouTube, Jarcodes, for exclusive content. If you'd like to be a part of the show, go ahead and join our Google Circle. Look me up, Jason Rosecki, Roeseke, and you could be on the show. So how you doing today?
This has been True Fallacy here. Doing well. How are you?
I'm wonderful. So I follow you guys on SoundCloud. That's where your first album is, right?
Yes, that's correct.
You did that one by yourself, I hear?
Yes, I did.
What was the influences on that?
The influences, predominantly a lot of the stuff that I liked coming out of high school, but also a lot of new things that I began to like as me and my wife first got together.
Congratulations, by the way.
So yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you. So yeah, I mean, a lot of those things kind of ranged from Nine Inch Nails to Marilyn Manson and Deftones and Tool somewhere, you know.
Nice.
But that sort of stuff it grew into British, like Gary Newman and Depeche Modes and Neubauten after a while, and Front 242 and just some of the early industrial stuff.
Okay.
So the musically it was all over the place.
It kind of was
at that time. And I tried to. I was coming off of a first production, just kind of learning environment, I guess you could say. I mean, I was working in Pro Tools first and wasn't very comfortable, so the stuff I made sort of the first go around didn't come out that well to me. But the How Are You Human stuff, I was very, very proud of that, and I quite literally had a notebook full of stuff that I was trying to sort of illustrate how I felt about just some of the ways human behavior is that I didn't find that I liked all that much. So I had a pretty good source book of stuff to kind of go back to lyrically, and that kind of became the lyrics. So it's something that I wrote quite a while before I actually got around to recording it, once I had a computer and a recording situation. So but it was cool. It was a good experience, and I knocked it out in a few months. It was dizzying. I was literally I think my son was just born, if I remember that time frame, and I had all these ideas and just wanted to kind of sometimes lock myself in a room and just kind of get some things down into, because I'm horrible at documenting things, especially riffs or just ideas and things.
Right.
So I'm like, it's easier to just hook up to a recording situation and try to document things that way, And
I get you.
Yeah, so it's much easier. So yeah, I would lose sleep basically. I would I would either wake up really early, or I would stay up till 2-3 a.m. and I would just work on drums or work on elements and textures.
Okay.
It all became this huge, monstrous record that I put out, and Ryan can tell you, Ryan was into it, so it must have done something right. So
you did, Van.
He was the first one to buy it, he said.
Yeah, absolutely.
he talked to me for like an hour about just that album. I was like, oh my God, shut up already,
That's cool. That's cool.
Dick.
I mean, because then your second album comes and it's a big departure from your first sound. You know what I mean?
Oh, it certainly is. Certainly is. And I think we're continuing to progress forward. It's really exciting. But I don't know, I want to try different things, and I've always wanted to experiment and not, I guess, be the same thing, or do the same things, because
Oh, I
especially,
agree.
um, yeah, it's hard trying to just figure out something that you can sort of identify with yourself. There's so many things and ideas that have taken place and just things that have been done. So being memorable and unique it's always a challenge. So, but with the Making the Noise I'll Go Away record, it was definitely a conscious effort to uh, set certain limitations or restrictions around the musical textures that I came up with, or um, use my voice in a way that I really hadn't before, in many
Right.
cases. So,
Okay. Do you guys find your knowledge of technology limiting?
um, no, actually, no, not really. And what I really love, what I enjoy is I enjoy breaking into an instrument. It feels exciting. It
Mhm.
feels like I'm breaking into a car or something, like 14 or 15 years old or something like that. You know what I mean? It's just like
Sure. Right.
it's really, really exciting, especially when I feel like I know what each little sort of knob or addition or subtraction or just whatever. It depends on what you're trying to do, but
Right.
when you can sort of dream something in a texture or hear something uh, that you feel like a composition needs, but it's not there yet. So you're almost hearing something that it needs, but
Mm-hmm.
it's not even in the mix yet. Um, and I have the resources now to just go put something together and create it.
Okay.
I don't feel like it's limiting at all. In fact, I feel like it's the other way around. I feel like sometimes putting putting some thought into what you want to try to do or what the intention is in terms of how someone needs to feel about the song
Right.
or I want to feel about the song or that sort of thing. I put more thought into that, and that sort of becomes how some of the textures wind up.
It's beautiful, actually.
Jason, don't let Ben fool you, though. He's a master at playing with Reactor and making his own synths. So,
Do
Oh
you know what
yeah,
though? No, that was a great little interview. I really enjoyed that.
yeah.
That's awesome.
can I take a moment here?
Yeah.
Congratulations to Ben and Amanda for their marriage, and
Oh yeah.
Yes.
congratulations on their second child who just came into this world. I
Yes.
love you guys. You're my family. That's it.
Thanks. I
Awesome.
appreciate it.
Cool.
Thanks, Brian.
I feel lucky. I started following Ben, and he got married like 2 days later. I was like,
Yeah.
wow, that's
Yeah.
beautiful. So I'm just curious. I just have one final question. Have you had that moment yet, or what moment would it be where you felt that you've achieved what you wanted to achieve as a band?
Oh man, that's a huge question. I don't know. I especially here lately, I am very interested in um sounding memorable, and just uh sounding composed in a way that um hopefully people can remember. So it's I'm trying to achieve a little bit more than I have in the past in terms of songwriting and just in terms of really being in tune with some of the things that I'm doing musically, certain ways that I work on drums or just synths or guitars or just whatever.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, I don't know. That's hard to answer. It's a huge question.
No, but you
But
had a great answer.
oh, thank you. But yeah, I mean, I want to continue to work on music. Long story short, so
Okay. You want to grow. You want to be memorable. I'll tell you that I still go back and watch that message video at
oh,
least once a month. I find something new in that video every time I watch it.
thanks. It's a great production on that
It
video.
really is. I was thinking after I talked to Ryan the other night that if MTV was what MTV used to be, that would be a great video for
Oh,
MTV.
Oh, it certainly would. Yeah.
Not that it would be now.
Right.
It's kind of like MySpace now.
Yeah.
Kind of like MySpace, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Deserted.
Not again, Ryan. You've already put an apology out for that shit.
Justin Timberlake ruins everything. Cool. Well, let's get started with the next episode then. I will read the intro again, and then we will move on to the music. Welcome to Season 3 of our Underground Recap session. For those that might not know, we are the only pure promotional platform for unsigned and independent metal, punk, alternative, rock, industrial musicians, bands, and artists. Unsponsored and unedited, we find, feature, broadcast, review, and offer feedback to those wishing to hear an honest opinion from a cross-section of the music community. You can find our show on SoundCloud, iTunes, the Stitcher Smart Radio app, and jarcodes.com. You can support the show by searching Jarcodes on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Tumblr, and more. If you'd like to be a part of the show, you can go ahead and send a submission to the crew at jarcode01@gmail.com. Just make it an audio file, an MP3 or a WAV would be nice. A brief bio and band links so we can research you, and that's what we will do. I will move on to introducing our hosts for this week. It is the same as last week, which is great. We have from and founder of Sickist, we have Andy.
Hello.
You can find him on Dark User Records on Twitter. That's all one word. And let's see. We have our two experts in the field of Austin, Texas industrial metal. We have Ben and Ryan. They are from the band True Fallacy. Go check them out at truefallacy.co. They are very active on Twitter. Just look them up at true_fallacy. Thanks for joining me again
Good afternoon.
for this week.
Hello.
Thank you.
Are you guys tired? It was a whole week, and now we're back again for more songs.
Yeah.
The anticipation was killing you, I'm sure.
It was a rough week. It was a lot-
Yes.
That's funny. I heard Ben had some great interviews in that time, though.
Great. Yeah.
What, 5 minutes ago?
Oh,
Andy, you're breaking the whole smoke and mirrors aspect of this, dude.
that's right. That's right. We're all finally in the studio together. Andy, thank you for flying in all the way from the Midlands.
No problem. Jet lag, but what you gonna do?
I know. What are you going to do? You can tell he's so much clearer and the fax machine sound is gone, so we're excited about all that.
Good.
Oh, by the way, if you are a microphone creator, producer, and maker, we would love a sponsor so we could get everybody a microphone.
Yeah.
And
Man, there was this disgusting ribbon mic that we saw on Pensado's last week or the week before.
what kind?
Awesome. I can't remember. I will look it up and I will mention it later on.
Nice.
How's
Okay.
that?
This top 5 is such a change of pace from our first 5, so I'm really excited to get started with it. I know you guys personally know some of these bands, so I'm excited to hear about some of the stories. If you have any, these guys grew up around some of these bands, and they've collaborated with some people eventually, hopefully. And I want to say thank you to Bradley Chant again for putting the list out for us to grab. He's busy in the studio; he couldn't join us, but go and check out his interview on YouTube at Jarcodes. It's a great interview. And let's get started with some music. How about that? We're going to start off with YDFKM by Solemn Assembly.
Great.
Yes.
Wake up to see what you become. Another king of late night mediocrity. Don't fill us up with all your bullshit and drama. I don't give a fuck what you heard on TV. Don't come to me for a shoulder to cry on. I heard you shit too many times to believe. Don't try to preach about the state of the nation. Your politics don't mean a fuck to me. You cross that line. I'll send you back where you came from. Don't say my name. You fucking know me. You cross that line. I'll send you back where you came from. Don't say my name. You fucking know me.
All right, that was song 5, Whitey FKM. I think that's You Don't Fucking Know Me. Just figured that out. That's by Solemn Assembly. They're from Dallas, Texas. Their genre is industrial, thin synth pop, EBM, dark electro. And you can find them on Facebook, Bandcamp, Last.fm, Reverb Nation, or on my friends list, believe it or not. I'm going to go ahead because this was supposed to go to Brent, and I'm going to ask Ben, what did you think of this?
I mean, I already had a pretty big expectation. I mean, these guys sound pretty good. We know these guys, and I mean, the name of the song kind of reminds you of KMFDM, you know, a little bit. So I was kind of like, all right, it's gonna kind of expecting that sort of just energy, and it definitely had that for me. I thought the energy of the song was great. And the lows, especially on this song, because I was listening to it in my car, it was just irresistible. So it was really, really good. The vocals were really impressive. I thought. I mean, they were kind of dirty and gritty, but you didn't lose some of the attack and just things necessary to understand what they're saying sometimes, you know. So it was. I thought overall it was pretty good.
Okay.
Pretty damn good.
I like that. Andy, what did you think?
Drums sounded amazing. I thought the drums sounded brilliant. Very good movie track, I thought. Good in a vampire movie or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, vocals sound really excellent as well. It sounded solid at the start, but it sounded a bit weird too. But I really liked it anyway. I thought it was excellent track. Bit cheesy lyrics, but they were quite hateful anyway as well. So that was cool. Yeah, the drum sound though was brilliant. I thought probably about the best drum sound on all this.
Okay. I actually have that in my notes, is that the beginning the vocals were kind of drowned out by the synth, but after the intro it kind of picked up, which I'm really impressed.
Yeah, you have to listen to it all as a whole. Well, I suppose that's music in general, but like, yeah, I thought everything fitted.
Oh yeah, I love the song. Ryan, what did you think?
You know, I like the song, Andy. I think you're spot on. The production's great. The vocals get better. Joe Virus is, I think, the main creator of this band,
Yep.
and he's very synth forward. So I like that the synths stand out and they go. I think this is the song. We're hearing a song that I thought was going to be the most typical of what industrial is or has been in the last turn of the century.
Yes.
I think this push towards agritech. And this, I mean, they're not necessarily that, but they have that sound to them. So this is the most typical sounding industrial, like in the past 10, 15 years. So, and they definitely have that down. Now, they've been doing that since I think at least the 90s. Joe's been around a long time, and he's a huge proponent of the industrial scene in Texas, especially in Dallas. He is the DJ at one of the largest clubs there, called The Church. So you can check him out, and he's a good guy, and he helps foster the scene, and he spends his whole life doing that. So he's a great guy, and it's great to always hear his music. I want him to make more, and I want to hear more.
Yep.
Oh, he is good, yeah. He definitely sounds like he knows what he's doing. Definitely. It does typify what industrial says to the average person, definitely. It's good.
This is another one of those that I'd like to hear live. It sounds like one of those.
Oh, definitely, yeah, very energetic, loads of drive.
And they are fun live. Yeah, I've seen them at some of the industrial festivals. They are a fun band live. They've got full bodice and suits, and like they get crazy and they get stupid and things break. There's stuff
definitely.
flying around. They're a lot of fun to see.
Okay.
Yeah, I saw them with. I think they played with Chant when I saw them. It was
Really?
excellent. Yeah.
You've got to have a big act with a big sound.
That would be a great
Yep.
show.
Yep.
And yes, my
Yes, it
notes
was.
my notes say that they've been around since 1989.
Yeah, it shows good, very good.
Yeah. I love the effects on his voice. It didn't get too distorted so I could understand him. I love the angry lyrics. You don't fucking know me. I could play that over and over again, you know what I mean?
Right.
Oh yeah, definitely. Good.
But what's amazing is while he keeps that driving beat, there's these little subtle sounds that fade in and out that I really liked, you know?
Yep.
What I want to know about is the only negative note I have is that the basic drum beat never changes. Is that normal?
Well, I don't think you can say that. I think you can say that about everyone on here.
No, I can't.
Really?
Yeah, really.
Well, I suppose.
I'm just curious. That's what I focused
Well, we're
on.
going to come up to the track anyway. We've not come to that track yet. But
Okay.
that's the one I can think of.
I wonder if he started with the used the template of the drum beat as more of a metronome to build the song off of. That's what I'm wondering.
Well, you have to understand he's also a DJ, and he spends all of his time in that environment, so it's probably something that he's just used to.
It's more about synths with him, isn't it?
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm not complaining. I'm just wondering if that's the way to build a song from his point of view. If you
I think
guys
that's
would
just
know that.
industrial anyway, because I think what typifies industrial is that like of a machine beat,
Right.
So
Okay.
I don't know.
Like I talked to Bradley, and he's a drummer by nature, but he builds his songs from samples that he gets, and he finds a great sample, and somehow it just works itself into a song.
Yeah. Well, sometimes just playing stuff like over it. You can figure out stuff like that.
Right. Okay.
Bradley's drum setup is just absolutely amazing. Because just to see him navigate around this sea of acoustic and electronic drums that he's got all set up everywhere, and when I saw him, he had everything rigged to lights, so that there were like lights kind of sounding off as he was hitting drums and shit. So
really,
yeah, it's really really cool, and just his design of the rig is very interactive in a superhuman kind of a one-man blue man group, if you will.
Yes.
You know what I mean? If you can imagine visually, just very fun to watch. Because I think he'll try to adapt to his space very very well, and he tends to play on slightly larger stages anyway. But yeah, his use of the space is always been pretty excellent. So.
Okay. But that was my point, is that he doesn't really start with a drum beat, which is interesting. Yeah. He kind of fills in his sounds with a beat.
Yep.
So
that's true.
I'm not knocking Solemn Assembly. I think it's a great song. I just, like, everything was so nice, I just had to focus on something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah. I loved it. And he's my friend on Facebook, so I can't knock him. Yeah, that is Joe Virus. Music and vocals.
I'm on that.
Nice comeback. Cool. Let's move on to song 4. How about that? We're going to go with A New Day by Hypnotica on the Underground Recap Sessions. Nice. That was song 4, A New Day by Hypnotica. They're from Portland, Oregon, but they originated from Austin, Texas. See, their genre is dark world and electronic with a K. You can find them on SoundCloud, MySpace, Reverb Nation, Bandcamp, and YouTube. Ryan, you had this ranked like number 2, so how could I not go to you with this song?
Oh, I guess that's a good idea. I like this song. It's really wet. It's really sexy. I kind of want to make sweet love to his vocal cords.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And really atmospheric, and I think that atmosphere makes the entire song. I would be wrong to not mention Depeche Mode right now. Because there's a very, very, it's got that 80s Depeche Mode sound.
Yep.
And I like it. His voice is really good. There's a really good use on the production side of reverb. I kind of want to hear different kinds of reverb in the song a little bit, but that's just me being a gearhead.
Right.
The drums just didn't punch for me like I really wanted them to. They were just more atmospheric drums, which I think they were actually going for that. It was just a little bit lo-fi on the drum end for me. I would love to hear more panning in the song, so it like swirls my body. This is sexy, right? So I want to hear it like kind of move me around, and the song doesn't actually move in the speakers a lot, and I kind of want to see more of that. And then on the EQ side of things, I think it needs to just be a little bit more carved out, all the different elements, so they're a little bit more separate. Yeah, and then compression everywhere, and these are my production notes. But this is a really solid track, and I don't think it's industrial, but it is electro, and it is in that goth world, and it's a really successful track. I want to hear more from these guys.
I kind of agree. I love how he used his voice as an instrument more than vocals. What do you think, Ben?
Yeah, that's very true. When you're trying to do vocals, it's like really important to keep in mind if you have a memorable vocal, then people they'll just latch onto that and they'll want to keep listening to it. You know what I mean? And this track had a really strong vocal melody to me, and when you're trying to do that, it's really important to keep in mind, the tone of the song, the vocal, the rhythm, all that stuff. When you keep that in mind, it comes out really, really well, and this came out really well to me. So had a nice delirium quality, I think, if you guys are into that.
Wow.
So lots of good reverb, I think, on the vocal. I totally agree with Ryan. Panning is really important. You can isolate things and tell more of a story. And this did that, but it could have done it better. Or some of Ryan's production advice would have been perfect.
I like his production advice. I hope they're listening, because that would be great to hear.
Yep.
And it's something I'm really interested in, and I really love to help other musicians out. So I'm always open to talk about that with people. It's like one of my favorite things in the world. So
that's why we have you on the Underground Recap Sessions. Andy, what'd you think? Was this too mellow for you?
No, well, the whole thing for me was a bit too artsy. The 80s vocal, it didn't for me, but it was good. I loved the first minute of the whole song. The first minute of the song was great, but I just got lost in it. Good sound though. Lame lyrics. Don't know, just too artsy. Especially that change as well. It was like, I don't know. Synth pattern was pretty though.
Hey Andy, do you want to make love to this song, or do you want some hard stuff?
No, it's not for me. No, this is like you're a bit pissed at the bar. You see the dregs that haven't been like picked up yet, and you go, "Nah, I'm going home." That's that. But it's not a bad song. I really like the first minute. you know, it just loses me. I'm not into it.
Okay. See, I saw it more of a movie soundtrack sort of song, so I really found it interesting.
Yeah, the first
in that
minute.
way.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
I see that. I see a lot of movies potential in quite a lot of the songs tonight.
Right.
Yeah.
What I think is interesting that nobody mentioned was the ambient sounds like the waves and the birds.
Yeah, rubbish. Not for me.
No? Okay.
That's why I didn't
where-
mention them.
That's where I think Ryan's production notes come in, because the birds were so almost buried. It was interesting. I almost thought they were outside, and it's winter here. So I was listening today, and I was like, "There's birds in this. That's not out my window."
You
Listen to
strange
some,
person.
listen to some Android Lust.
Cool,
Let's
man.
see. The original Hypnotica was started in Austin, Texas by Kelly Sky Reed in 2003 with Sonny Webb, Trick Appeal Galore, and Jordan Jones. But unfortunately, after a year of working on 6 songs, Patience faltered and Sky imploded. Sky. So he took a year off. That's it. That's all I got. There's a little note on Hypnotica as I'm scrolling through my notes. I hate when guys implode.
I hate
Yeah.
that. I've done it a few times. I've come back though.
I gotta say this to True Fallacy.
Okay, now.
Don't implode. No infighting over a True Fallacy. You got something good.
We're good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we're excellent.
Okay.
I mean, if anything, the last album kind of helped me out in my own life. It was my therapy at the time. I was going through some
Nice.
tough stuff, so really, like, that was the thing that drove me back instead of imploding.
Okay. Good. Ben, I'm glad you were there for him.
Yeah, it shows. It's a great.
I love you so much.
Yeah, for
Nice.
sure.
Well, how about we move on to my favorite song of the countdown? This is Sub-Zero by Rivethead.
Stand up, get in line, don't forget to mind. Say it how you see, just across the lines. Don't put your eyes on me. I didn't say this way. You won't remember me. Your mind is just a way. Join me, become my enemy. Join me, become my enemy. Join me. Join me. Join me, become my enemy. Join me, become my enemy. Join me. Join me. I want that to be the zero. Touching time, you're swaying on a hero. Some just start some making like you don't know.
That was song 3, Super Zero by Rivethead. They're from Dallas, Texas. Their genre is metal, hard rock, and electronic. You can find them on Facebook, YouTube, Reverb Nation, and RivetheadOnline.com. Ben, what'd you think of this?
Oh man, that riff was disgustingly cool.
Nice.
I really enjoyed it. This was on this was one of the top ones for me.
Me too.
For sure. It just, I don't know. I really wanted to, like, this took me back to the concerts, like festival concerts I would go to in high school and shit, you know. So it was like, oh man, I want to go see these guys, you know, play at a bar or something. I like buy them a beer.
Yeah.
You know?
I feel the same way. I thought it was a great band name. I thought it was a great song title, but Ryan did not. Why?
Well, Ryan just doesn't like this kind of music. I mean, this is one of the best songs that we're listening to today and yesterday, last week or whatever. They're really good. It's just I think that this is a really great example of what Texas and industrial or electronic music what happens when you put Texas with that together. I'm not. I'm gonna just stop saying that.
Texas basher right here.
Well,
That's why he's in Colorado right now.
Right, but it's like Metallica was sitting around in like a heroin den and they like shot up some Matrix the movie. I think you get this with a little bit of twang. But like these guys are.
As long as Dave weren't there, you're all right.
But these guys are amazing. They're amazing artists. They're amazing musicians. They really understand where they're from, and they sound like where they're from with an an electronic spin. And I literally do like these guys. It's just not metal is not my thing. Sorry, Andy. I just don't.
Yeah, I run a hip hop record label. Don't worry about that.
But this is one of the largest two acts in Dallas easily. So.
Okay.
For a reason.
I couldn't pick anything out wrong with it. This is what I think of when I think of industrial: the driving drums, the loud, everything. Andy, is there anything that you liked about this?
Yeah, it was pretty driving. Great sound. Powerful synth. Going along with the axes. Yeah, good driving sound. Yeah. Yeah, it was a cool track. Good for a movie again. Not much for the chorus though. They could have worked. You know what I mean? For me, because it was such a powerful like rhythm and that, you have to do something with the chorus. You have to bring it down for like 4 bars. You know what I mean? 4 bars or something. Then bring in the chorus because it was such a powerful, main. But yeah, it was good. Yeah, lyrics are okay too. Yeah, drums really good though. Good sound.
Nice.
Very interesting what you say about the chorus, because it's so true that you have to. It's something you have to be very.
You have to do something just to bring it down, just to bring it up again.
Yeah, you really do. It's basic storytelling. It's just something.
Good song though. I'm not knocking him.
That's very true. Yep.
Nice. Okay. It's wonderful.
Hello.
I'm sorry. My teleprompter just went down. I'm like, I just have absolutely no notes now.
Excuse me.
Shoot.
I've got notes. It's okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I've got notes.
That's great. I appreciate that.
Oh, sorry, that's my wallet.
And I want to be clear about that because I like this. If Metallica shot up the Matrix, this is what they would sound like.
Don't tell my mother that.
Always wondered about that. Okay. Well, let's move on to the next song. This is Betray by Torque Order. That was song 2, Betray by Torque Order. They're from Austin, Texas. Their genre is industrial, and you can find them on Facebook, Twitter, Reverb Nation. Let me see, torqueorder.com. SoundCloud, YouTube, and Tumblr. I'm going to pass this one to Andy.
Starts off strong, good track.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Powerful synth there as well. I like that. Goes complements the guitars well. Yeah.
Oh shit! You had this ranked number
That was good.
1.
Well, I don't know. This is what my notes say, and you know what I mean. I'm listening to it again on air, and that, you know, and it's all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounded like a complete package as far as like if you wanted to go and see him live and that. Yeah, lyrics are all right. I think the drums are really good as well in this again.
Okay.
Yeah.
Drums. You have an ear for drums. I like that about you.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, I know I'm a guitarist and that, but like, I can't play guitar without a good drummer. So, you know, for me, a good death metal drummer that, you know, can, you know, that are in some of the best bands like Tim Young, you know, incredible.
Nice. Okay. Ben, what did you think? Is there anything that you grabbed onto in this song?
Yeah, there certainly is. I really like the synths in it for sure. Very much remind me of kind of like Gary Newman stuff that I really enjoy.
Nice.
But yeah, the lyrics were they felt very modern to me. You know, it had a very modern sound to it. So almost like Static X sometimes. You know, so very very good, very dirty sounding throughout.
I
So.
love that. Okay. Ryan, anything?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, this is a good example of metal and industrial marrying really well.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of wanted to hear the guitars be a little bit more chopped up and edited, but I don't think that's what their intention is, and they don't probably want that as a band. But I kind of wanted to hear that. The balance of guitar and synths was spectacular. Being not so much of a guitar fan, like that was the right pocket of guitar for me. Like I loved that. The synths stand out a little bit more, and they were very impressive.
So true.
The Vox was so good. I think the song beats up on the vocals a little bit. Maybe just bump up the volume a little bit or make it stand out a little bit more because it's good. I really enjoyed the chorus. The bridge and the outro, to me, were like really fun to listen to.
Wow, interesting.
So, I think the chorus needs more, like we were just talking about that, like, you know, like lowering the song down and getting into the chorus. Like I want to hear more chorus, like more vocals, bigger, badder, faster, harder, stronger. Like that's what I want to see in the chorus a little bit. But this is a great song. I love it.
Yep.
Okay, nice. I lost my notes, but basically they said I thought it was fairly generic. I don't have anything.
A lot of it sounds the same. Do you know what I mean? Or I don't know. There's so many subgenres of industrial. Well, this is more of the like, not poppy side, but the stuff that gets shown on MTV. Do you know what I mean? It's more acceptable to the average, you know, Joe.
I mean, I didn't hate it. It just I think it would get forgotten in this list of songs. You know what I mean? It's like the drums were average, the guitars were average, the vocals, it was really vocally driven, and the synths are what made this song.
Any of the yeah, absolutely. But any of the tracks would have got lost with that, you know, analogy. So.
Did you just call me out?
He did.
No.
He's like, yeah, they're all gonna get forgotten next week, Jason. So, whatever.
Shit, well, this is why you have to keep pumping music out. I've got to put at least 2 out a week, or I'll get forgotten about in a snap.
You're incredibly true there, because I mean, there's so many things out right now, and it's so easy to.
Do you know what? I think albums are going to be a thing of the past soon because you're just going to be pumping out a single. And you may as well just put an album together because you're putting out that money. You're putting out that much music, you may as well put an album together, you know what I mean? But you don't, so I don't know.
Yeah. It's a singles market. I mean, it very much is.
It's going that way. It will be.
Yeah.
Interesting.
You know, I think this band would be fun to see live.
Yes.
Definitely.
I agree with that. I'm picturing like explosions and fire and in your face, you know. Singer, so I like it. It just, out of the songs on this list, it wasn't one of my favorites. Was it? No, I'm not going back. But we can go to one of my favorites. I love this one. It was PTSD by Soulless Affection. And that's not it. Where is it?
Oh, it's the devil on the roof.
Yeah, it is. Technical difficulties. Did I just lose it? Anyway, let me look for this, and you guys just talk amongst yourselves. Where the hell did it go?
Oh, technical difficulties.
Oh, here it is. Okay. PTSD by Soulless Affection. Nice. That was song 1, PTSD by Soulless Affection. Congratulations on being #1, guys. They're from San Antonio, Texas. Their genres are industrial, electro, agrotech, and EBM. You can find them on Facebook, Reverb Nation, Bandcamp, Last.fm, YouTube, SoundCloud, Tumblr, iTunes, and Groove Shark. This was Ryan's #1. So, Ryan, what'd you think of this?
Oh, this is a great track. You know, I think.
It's so great.
Yeah, the production's amazing.
Yes.
It is so dance. Like, I want to go to the club, and I don't do it at the club much. You know, I want to go like dance to this track and sweat. You know, like I like it. I like that. It's got, you know, we talked about panning earlier. There's some nice panning that moves your body. And
Yeah.
the song,
Yeah.
that's what it does. Is it moves your body, and that's important in especially agrotech and dance. These guys are really great. They're a huge proponent of music in Texas. They help the festivals come to Texas. I know TJ in the band. There's, I think, 4 of them. I only really know TJ. But they're really great about helping out. They're like the Joe Virus of like Austin, San Antonio, I guess. I would say like they help the clubs. They play a lot. They have a lot of fans. The Vox is okay, you know. I mean, I want to see them do something a little bit more their own instead of something so like standard to agrotech.
Right.
I have a lot of opinions about agrotech, and that's not real positive because it's just a little too the same. But they're a fun show to see. I've seen them a couple times. It's a lot of fun. It gets the whole place like moving. Ben, on a side note, I'm actually trying to work a deal where we work with them, which you haven't talked to me about yet.
Great.
But we're gonna be working with them a little bit in the next year. So there you go. This is a little management insider information.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, the band members are Creep, Wrath, Scandal, Ash, and TYR. I don't know who TJ is, bud.
I think he's Wraith.
Okay, great. Well, Ben, are you excited about that?
Yes. Yeah, that's cool. That's really good because I really enjoyed that song too. That's a really, really great song. That was definitely my strongest out of this set. So yeah, the synth sequence at the beginning is really great, really, really great.
I agree.
Yeah, and let's see, I mean, the vocal, sometimes the vocal could have been a tad more creative, I thought. But there was
The
a
lyrics,
really,
you mean?
yeah, just the lyrics, a little
Yeah.
bit, the way it sounded, sometimes, sounded a little monotonous, just a tad, you know.
Yeah.
But there was a nice break at the midpoint of the song that I really liked, and that
Mhm.
kind of brought everything down. Going back to our last topic a little bit, that's really important, kind of part of storytelling. So,
Yeah.
this is definitely my top. This one was really good.
Wow, interesting. Okay. I didn't care for the effects he had on his vocals. It made it hard to understand a lot of the lyrics. But I loved everything about it, and my body just moved involuntarily the entire time it was on. How about you, Andy?
Yeah, I liked the vocals actually.
He's
To
like,
be fair,
okay, I'll lie. Yeah,
the
loved it.
I thought they were like quite vampire and seething, quite, and sometimes, I'm in a like industrial death metal band, and you can't understand everything all the time, and sometimes it's about a vibe,
Right.
and I like it. You have to listen to it as a whole instead of like trying to pick out something. Don't try and understand it. Just go with it.
That's good advice.
It's the best way. It's the best way to listen to it, and I thought there was some cool rave samples that were put to good effect in it. Um, yeah, good vibe, solid
Yeah?
beat.
Yeah?
Yeah, it was tight.
Are you going to listen to more by them?
Probably not, but it's nothing to do with I don't like them or anything. I've just got far too much shit to do.
Okay. That's cool. Well, I know
It was
I know
good, though.
Ryan. I know Ryan and Ben are, because breaking news, they might be working with them. So that
Yeah,
would be
that's true.
awesome.
Awesome.
So are you talking about like a
Well worth
collaboration?
working with. Definitely worth working with.
Are you talking a collaboration, or are you talking about a show?
Maybe both. I really don't. None of this is finalized, but I've had conversations a little bit with them. It's premature for me to say dick right now, honestly. And
Yeah.
I could get into a lot of trouble. But who cares? Like, I mean, I like these guys. I mean, I really don't care. Like, what are they gonna do? Sue us? Like, are we gonna sue each other when none of us have anything like a big stake? Like, I like working with the guys. I think they're really creative. I think they move people really well.
Yes.
Something Ben and I are focusing on this next album is really getting more movie and a little bit more, moving your body is something that we're really focusing on a lot.
Right.
And these guys are masters at that. The clubs are like full and the whole place is bouncing when they play. Like,
Right.
these guys are great people.
Okay. Yeah, we're just talking about in your dream world. We're not talking about anything realistic right now.
Yeah, I'm just dreaming and talking right now.
Yeah. Because making
Don't
the
we
noise
all? Don't we all?
making the noise go away was kind of introverted. So you're looking to come out of your shell a bit on your next stuff.
I think that's actually I don't think we've even thought of it that way, Ben.
But
But
that's a perfect description. That's very true.
Beautiful.
Because there's definitely things that we're doing musically on some of this newer stuff that we've never done before. So
Right. Okay. I mean, you guys have a great sound, and it would be a great show, but you have to get the crowd into it at some point if you're planning on doing a lot of live shows. You know what I
that's
mean?
exactly right.
And part of that's being more professional, more polished, and more exciting to see. I think what we did was exciting for us, but we didn't really think about a lot of other people, which is good. That's what you should do when you create.
Right.
But at the same time, we want to have some movement, and you gotta think about that, especially if you're going to change and grow, which is what we're doing, right?
Right. Cool. I look forward to that then.
Yeah.
Well, that was our number one song, so we're all really done for the day.
For the week.
Sweet. Thanks for joining me, guys. We already have a recap from Ryan, and we already have a recap from Andy and Ben about what they've been up to in our last episode, so we really don't need to do that this episode, do we? Nothing's changed in the last half hour, has it?
I don't know. I'll have to have a look on SoundCloud
Oh.
and
Yeah.
Facebook.
How about this? I'll go with Ben because you seem to be the social guy. Is there anywhere you want our fans to drive to see you, to see your stuff, to support you?
I would say just keep track of us and our activity as much as possible on Facebook and Twitter. Yeah, I mean, we're on most of the basic social channels. When we have some larger news, about new music or You know, when we start playing shows and things of that nature, then we're normally pretty good about letting people know about it. So the usual social channels like our Twitter, which is true_fallacy. You know, that's our Twitter handle, and then facebook.com/truefallacy. And that's pretty much it.
Nice. Okay. Ryan, is there anywhere they can go to get merch?
The website, you can go to Facebook and find it, and go to truefallacy.co. And we've
Okay.
got merch on there. Got some new stuff in the works as well.
Anything autographed?
Yeah, we actually have CDs that we came out with, physical CDs after our Kickstarter campaign that we have autographed.
Nice.
It was actually for our supporters, but I can always do that. I mean,
If they want to buy them, they can buy
sure,
them.
sure.
Nice. Okay. Andy, is there anywhere you want our fans to drive to see you and support you?
SoundCloud, Facebook, Twitter, all the
SoundCloud.
average. Yeah.
SoundCloud / what?
Dark User Records.
Dark User Records everywhere on the web.
Right, Sickist is on there and that, so you can go there. They've got their own SoundCloud and all that, but you know, you can
Okay.
grab it there.
But you're going more the Dark User Records right now.
Yeah, definitely. I've got too many projects, so I thought, you know, instead of coming up with one like mental, stupid, like, you know, band, just like separate it, you know, try and hit more genres. Hopefully, one will take off.
Stay eclectic.
Well, yeah, don't put your eggs in one basket with this business.
Nice.
You do
Okay.
so much. I have done loads.
Thanks you guys so much for being a part of this. I really appreciate it, and I hope some of the bands really take some of your advice because it was really good.
No, this is great. Thanks for the opportunity. It was good.
Thanks for having us, Jason.
I appreciate it. Yeah, it was definitely a pleasure, Jason. Thank you.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, cool.
You guys made my day, and that's it. We're done.
All right, dude. Laters. Take
Bye.
care.
Take care, guys. Bye.
See you lot. Bye.
Nice.
All right, thanks, dude. Appreciate it.
Oh, no problem. I just meant I was going to stop